pushing or two, doing that new age swing. Is that a crystal in your pocket or is your aura expanding? Oh. He makes my chakras spin. I wanna try his aura on both sides. I wanna be a goddess in his eyes. I wanna make his kundalini rise. Get me that new age sway.
So without any further ado, shall we tune in? All right. Pardon me? Mike. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Good to see you. Life is good? All is good. All right. Better? Is this adequate, sir? I can... How's it better?
It's simply too good.
Oh, it's fantastic, in fact. See all these guys coming in now? They didn't get to hear the New Age swing. They didn't hear about the guy in the apartment next door who gets up at 4:30. That's us, man. That's us. That's right. Okay. Sit straight. Close your eyes, lightly rub the palms. And let's tune in. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the belly back. Inhale, push the belly forward. Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siri Gurudeva Namah, Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siri Gurudeva Namah, Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siri Gurudeva Namah. Satnam. Wow. I have to tell you, it's a pleasure to have spent these days with you. I'd like to just repeat what I said last night. I'm very inspired by all of my brothers in this camp. And now what? Now what? I've heard at least 3 or 4 times, maybe as many as a half dozen times. Well, yeah, then tomorrow we got to go back to the real world. What does that mean? Go back to the real world. You're in the real world, man. This is the real world. So just for fun, do I need to hold this? I'm going to stand. Do I need to hold this?
Yes, please.
Come on, Mikey. Let's go for a walk. So, just for starters, since we're here doing Kundalini Yoga, let's just talk a little bit about, just for a minute, how does it all, what does it all mean? What is it? You know, is it that world, this world? There's all these different worlds. No, there's only one world. There's only one existence. There's only one soul. And all of that comes from something we can't even talk about. It's just squiggly lines. I mean, we can't even express it. It's so vast. It's so infinite. It is the source of all. And this source of all determined to become a point and have a creation. And so here we are. We're in this creation over here, which is a reflection of the source. The funny thing about it, and it's in the scriptures, it's shown as like a spoon. And when you look into a spoon, what happens? You see yourself, but what does that mean? It's upside down. Your feet are where your head are, and your head are down at the bottom. Right? So everything's upside down. And when you go and you see this upside downness, well, that gives us the illusion that, and here's your 36 tattvas. This is sort of the progression of existence within the separation here. And it goes, and we think it starts at the earth, but it doesn't. Remember what we learned over the last 4 days. It doesn't start at the bottom. We just think it starts at the bottom. Oh man, I got to go make some more money. I got to do this. I got to do that. It starts up here, which appears to be down there. So we're doing Kundalini yoga, right? So what is Kundalini? What is Kundalini? What is this Kundalini? There's a lot of good terms for it. But what is Kundalini?
The potential energy sitting at the base of the spine.
Potential energy sitting at the base of the spine. You are correct, sir. And?
God consciousness.
God consciousness. Oh, that's very good. Anybody else? Soul. Anybody else? Kundalini is the supreme energy which reveals and conceals. It is that energy that reveals all of existence and then conceals it. She reveals herself, he reveals himself, depends on the gender you like to put on your ultimate divinity, reveals itself and then conceals itself inside of this revelation. And what happens is when we're down in here, like we learned in the last couple of days, we get a distorted view because we're down in here too. And what is the one thing that works that? Our mind, right? Hey man, where's your head at? Right? Get your head out of your ass. What a view from there, huh? Wow. So the mind determines a bit of what we see, of course, and how we feel. Now there's 3 different expressions of Kundalini that I'm going to talk about here. And Pada Kundalini is that one that we were talking about. It is so huge. It is so vast. It is the supreme, it is the most refined, it is supreme consciousness in manifestation. It is the energy that reveals and conceals, and in fact, it is God. It's all God. You know, Yogi Ji said over and over, it's all God. It's all God. And then there's another manifestation of that force, that creative force that sits at the base of the spine, that is connected to soul, that generates and organizes and delivers our life, right? And it's Chitta Kundalini, and it's associated with mind a little bit. And then there's Prana Kundalini. We were very, very fortunate in that Yogi Bhajan studied all of this. He learned Kashmiri Shaivism. He studied, you know, the guy was an absolute gem. And we practice on a very practical level Prana Kundalini. Kundalini Yoga, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, in general, is Prana Kundalini. Now, Prana Kundalini deals with moving that, exciting that force, revealing that force, and then moving it consciously from the first chakra out in through into the 8th. Okay? So how does that happen? Usually it happens when we're not thinking about it, really. I mean, we can force that Kundalini to rise. Yogi Bhajan gave a 10-day meditation. It actually takes 9 days, but in the manual it says 10. One day it was done twice. But he stimulated the Ida, the Pingala, and the Shushmana. And then you do the Kori Kriya, right? And you do it for 30 minutes every day. But you start at midnight or 11:30 in the morning. I think midnight to 12:30 in the first day. Yes, I got my padanisa. Right? Anyway, it was a meditation that was given so that whether you had the value and the virtue to raise this creative force, to reveal that source that manifests all of existence, that kundalini, whether or not you had the virtue for it, it would rise. So we can, through just the nature of our practice, raise this energy. And this weekend, boy, hello. What do you think that was? That was kundalini expressing itself inside of you, through you, with you. Meher Baba said, anytime there's anything that seems miraculous, unusual, sacred, divine, magical, certainly there is a drop of active kundalini in that experience. So we had a lot of prana kundalini experience this week. And chit kundalini is the same thing. The energy moves the same way through the 8 chakras. The difference between these two is in chit kundalini, it's called chit kundalini if your kundalini rises and your mind is focused on spirit. You have no attachment. The guys up in the caves, been working at it a long time, brahmacharya their whole life, celibate their whole life. And their mind is at this very refined spiritual place. And by the grace of their teacher, chit kundalini is where there's a teacher and a student. The direct teacher is there. And when that energy is excited and opened and begins to move, it's by the grace of their teacher that it stays on track. Prana kundalini, we're men of the world. We're householders. We have concern about the physical world. Here we are. You got to go farm, dude. Right? You may not want to go farm. But that's what we're doing. You got to go back to work, right? Tim, you got to go back to work. We all got to go back. You guys, you got a business. You got employees. You got families. We got to get out there and live a life and uplift that life around us. So we practice a practice that we can purposefully, in a very short period of time, excite and move that energy up our spine, into our head centers, just as we saw, clean out that genetic nonsense. Take it up in there and let's wipe that. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? Let's get those parietal lobes, all that memory, all that stuff, that expectation. Oh, here she comes again. Oh, boy. We don't know. She could have just come out of samadhi, for goodness sake. Completely different, divine human being. But we're holding her there. We're stopping that, right? We're manifesting what our neurosis is. We're creating that in our time wave, right? In Kundalini Yoga, we mix prana and apana with the breath. And when you do that, it's so beautiful. Kabir says it the best. He just says it the best. Because he was a mystic. And he talks about how, in the Granth, in the scriptures, he talks about how when the prana and apana mix, and the divine music of that dance begins, and it moves down through the Ida and Pingala, and they combine at the Nabi Chakra, and then it rises in its full glory through the Sushumna up into the house of the sun and the moon. And there you know God. There you see Satguru. That's our experience. What's the difference between a yogi and a bogi? I never knew this until just recently. I remember, yogis used to say, oh, you want to be a yogi? You want to be a bogi. It's a bogi. I always thought, bogi, it's bogus. It's actually a term. And a term for a bogi is someone whose kundalini goes down and then it goes right back up to the third eye. Remember he used to say, don't worry about the third eye. Don't meditate at the third eye. You got to move that energy down. You got to ground it. You got to be able to move it through that first, second, third, Hirde, the fourth chakra, in through the throat. And then you reach the ajna. A bogi, actually in scriptures, is cursed. Because once the kundalini rises in that fashion, the creative force reverses on itself, and it's a slow, slow way down until you're just anchored in the earth. So this is the energy that we've been messing around with, okay? And it's so great. It's so powerful. So the question is, now what? Now what? We've got this juice. We know how to get it. We all have a practice. We got all kinds of books. So now what do we do? What do we do now? What are we going to focus on? Like this morning, so beautiful. Well, Dave was saying he was watching the preacher. Some of you were here, most of you weren't. He was saying he was watching this Christian preacher, and he was talking about how he was giving this sermon, how all these people, they're all dressed up, and they come to church, and they know the moves, you know. They know the moves, and oh, praise him. Oh, hold on. You know, they got it down, but that's not when the work starts. The work starts when you go home. We don't want to be fake. We don't want to leave men's camp and then go out there and say, I'm going back to my real world. Your world has changed. So how do we retain that change? How do we keep that? How do we feel that from now on? How do we keep this energetic connection with soul and spirit as it flows through the very creation, the fiber of life? How do we do it? Who are we? What are we? How do we exist? Big questions, right? Answer so damn simple. Guru Singh said it a couple times the last couple of days. You're a breath. You're a breath. That's what we are. We're a breath. Pavan. Pavana, 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 pavana. You know that pada, kundalini? Pada, pada, pavan guru. Our teacher is on our breath, every single breath. So the breath has two constituencies that we want to take home, that I want to take home. I hope you're with me. I want to take this home. I want to take this home in that I am committed to not wasting my breath. And that has two places where we waste our breath. One is we talk, right? And that's where mind and breath come together and they form words. And we waste our words. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. Get in touch with what is it that I really want to say. If you want to say, I don't want to deal with this now. Let's deal with it later. Then do that. Be direct. Rather than going and then letting all those scripts run through and then you just start vomiting out these words. Yeah, well, and, but only if then, but you know, remember, but then we were over there and then, yeah, I know that might, and you might think that, and all you really had to do was say, I can't deal with this right now. How about we do that, say, tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock? Yogi Bhajan said, if you're dealing with a woman, never, ever, ever give her time and space. So if you commit, you be there. You say, okay, let's be there tomorrow at 2. He said, he gave an example. He says, the guy had to meet his girlfriend on the street, right, out there. He said, well, I'll meet you at 2 o'clock at the bus stop. And he leaves work early. And he's going to make it. He's going to get there. He left so early that he actually encountered an accident. But did he make it? He made it. What happens if you don't make it? If you give a woman time and space, she steals your earth. She steals your earth, man. Never let a woman get between you and your earth, because she's the moon. Then you can't see your world, man. You're the sun. You're beaming down, but where's my world? And she's reflecting it depending on where she feels and what time of the month it is. Oh, my God. So if we commit with the power of our word, you've got to come through. You've got to come through. The other place where we waste our breath is in the depth of our breath. How many of you raised your hand to be in the 150 club? Now, how the hell are you going to do that? I mean, really now. Come on. How are you going to do that? You know how the yogis did it? Slow your breath down. And how do you do that? Conscious breathing. And not just conscious, expansive. In the 8 limbs of yoga, right? Pranayam, one of the limbs. Once you get your posture in life, your asana, Once you've established, and this is why I'm looking at you guys in particular, the younger guys in the room, once you establish your position in life, it's not just about, tree pose. It's not just about easy pose. It's about what's my position in life. Once you establish that position in life, then you need to consciously expand, not just on the physical plane, on the energetic plane, by breathing deeper. Conscious, deep breath. How many breaths in a day? Be honest. How many breaths in a day do you really breathe deep? Just think about it in yourself. You don't have to answer. I know for me, I'm working hard at it, and I'm not a young man, although now I am, relative to when I'm going to go, being in the 150 club. When we're conscious with our breath and we draw it all the way down, then what happens? A whole cascade of things occurs. The oxygen gets into the fresh blood in the base of the lungs. That blood chemistry changes, and then it reverse engineers the way we feel. It goes right back up. Hypothalamus is hanging down there and going, ooh, we got some good new stuff, man. Woohoo! That's some rich blood. And then it starts talking to the pituitary, who then goes down to the adrenals and says, hey, shut them off. Turn them off, man. We don't need that adrenaline. Chill. Parasympathetic nervous system comes online, and all of a sudden, just because we're breathing deep, you get that. So what I'm hoping we're going to take away with us is a commitment to realize that we've been breathing deep for several days now, right? I mean, come on, right? Inhale. No, inhale more. No, that's not enough. Inhale more. Right? We're stretching regardless of where you are, we're stretching out. That's our job, because we are doing pranayama, and that's expansive. It's expansive. What comes after pranayama? Pratyahar. Pratyahar is contraction. And when you have both expansion and contraction contained in the same place, you're taking prana and apana, you're mixing it, and you're stimulating that force, that life force, that kundalini. And in prana kundalini, we stimulate it, it mixes, it drops to the base. And then a master of kundalini, and I cognitively have only known one in my life, a master of kundalini can take that energy because you feel it. Now, there may be some of you in here who, well, no, come on. Everybody in this room has probably masturbated at least once in their life, Maybe not, I don't know. But if you've had sex or you've masturbated, you feel this pull. You feel that squeeze. There's this thing that happens down there at the very root, right across that perineum, right? There's that little crawling. That's what they call in the scriptures, the crawl. You feel that crawl. And that's what you experience in the root chakra. There's that crawl, and then it makes a sound, it moves, depending on who you're studying with, Some people see a snake start to wave its tail, doing its thing, right? And then it moves up to the second chakra, and then in that second chakra, you feel that it's just up past the kundal, and you can feel that energy. You know it's there. And then it moves up into the navi chakra, and from the navi chakra, then it's like, ooh! Now, we had some of that experience this weekend, didn't you? Thomas said, Guru Singh, man, I would have taken that wall out and I would have gone to war. What was that? That was Kundalini right here going, yeah, I'm a man. It's fantastic. We should feel that way all the time. All the time. Because it's there for us. Then that energy moves up into the heart. Pace. Everything just comes into place. And then it moves up, and a master of Kundalini can move it up through all 8 chakras, and is not a master unless he can move it back down, consciously, one center at a time. That's what makes a master of Prana Kundalini Yoga. Now, I haven't known too many, but you all can be. We all can be. We all can establish in our life a control that moves through all of our energy centers, through all parts of our life, to where we can become one with the source of our existence. How do we do that? We know the breath, and then there's the mind, right? We worked on the mind for 4 days, and God bless you, Guru Singh. Thank you again. Really. It's just so great to, I don't know how many of you really appreciate the centuries, the millennia of information that was translated into an absolutely accessible format for us here. It's truly, you did your job. Way to go, man. It's fantastic, right? So we know where our mind needs to be. We know where we're talking about where we want to be on the wave. Okay, so that's a whole mental talking to my mind thing. What about the word? This is the deal. Where breath and mind combine, they create the word. And in the Bible it says what? In the beginning there was the Word. The Word was with, and the Word was. Right. God and me and God are. Right. So the power of our word is critical. And if we can take away with us just a relationship, a tether, a suture, right? The one sutra from Yogi Bhajan's teachings, never speak ill of another. Wow. What a gift. What a gift. And it's not even for them. It's for us. It's for us to hold our space, to hold our neutrality so that that energy can flow through us and we can be potent, powerful, perceptive, and have a high caliber. Do you want to be, remember the first day, right? BB, or do you want to be like a howitzer? A lot of us, when we started camp, there was a lot of BB guns, you know? Oh, there, look, there's a target. And then now we got, yeah! Impact. Because your impact is tied to your caliber. Your caliber is tied to your word. If a man is true to his word, he has caliber. And that caliber reflects his character. That character brings him dignity, divinity, grace, the power of sacrifice, and happiness. And I got to tell you guys, if you came to this camp for anything other than happiness, go home and rethink it. Because it's just you in the beginning and you in the end on one long breath. So the breath moves through our throat chakra. So today, in a relatively abbreviated way, we are going to work a bit on the throat chakra. We're going to do a yoga set that's not a hard yoga set. It's just energetically really, really effective. It's called Kanta Padma-Gyan. And Padma is the lotus. Kanta Padma-Gyan is the lotus of the throat. The thing about practicing this set is watch your words. When Yogi Ji would do a tantric course where he was opening and working our throat chakra, he would always say, now don't go and be creepy, you know, don't watch your words, because what you say will come true. What you say has doubled, tripled the effect when you practice this yoga set. Very powerful. And very simple. Okay? So you want to give that a shot? Yeah. Oh, there's a throat chakra. Okay, so clear your stuff. What you're going to need to be able to do is just have basically a flat space. All right? We're going to start with a little pranayama. Now, breath of fire, this breath of fire can be done at different locations in the body as you develop your practice. And this is to be done 1.5 inches below the umbilicus, at the navel, at the Nabhi chakra, the navel point. Manipura, Pura, city, money, everything, the city of everything. Everything that is right there at that navel point. Right? So we're going to begin a breath of fire. So sit straight. You can open your eyes, close your eyes, doesn't matter. And begin this rhythmic exhalation, pulling the belly back right at that point. Now start your rhythm so that it's your rhythm. Because the guy next to you is going, it's an inside trip. Yoga's an inside trip. This is you inside of you. If you have socks on, take them off. Good, good. Now keep this breath of fire. And take your tongue and roll it back up as far as you can, and take the tip of the tongue and push it up way high up. Try to get to the soft palate. I personally have to sort of suck back a little bit in order to get it up there. But try and get it up as far back in the throat as you can. Sit straight. Make sure that your upper spine is straight. And now you're going to feel yourself automatically go into neck lock. Automatic. No way around it. Keep reaching back. Keep sucking back. Keep trying to touch that tongue way up in the back there. Now keep this rhythmic breath, your breath of fire, and slightly squeeze the throat down so you're making a little sound. Sit straight. Now close your eyes and focus at that throat chakra. One of my students is an advanced vinyasa teacher, great yogi. And he said in their advanced practice, they apply this little throat tightening in their long, deep breath. The reason that we do this is this stimulates that throat chakra, the Vishadri chakra. So we're just moving the energy up to there just straight away, so that we can begin this set and establish a new caliber of our word. Continue the breath of fire, and now every time you pull the belly back, squeeze the root lock with it. Rhythmically be pumping as you squeeze that first and second chakra together. Just pull across the perineum there, right? Now you feel that going right up to the throat. As young men, we wonder, wow, am I going to make it? Or how can I keep this going? Or what's next? It's tied to our word. And as elders, we know that what we say really counts. So stimulate that throat chakra. Now increase not the speed of the breath, just the amount of air that you're moving. That's it. Now inhale very deep. Just fill your body cavity with air. Now hold the breath. Keep the root lock tight. Suck back on the tongue and kind of push it up hard. Hold the posture. Exhale. All the way out. Push it out. Push it out. Suck back on the tongue. Push it up hard. And release and relax. Please come standing up. Standing up, the hands are in prayer pose about 4 inches out in front of the chest. The movement is just like this. You're moving up at a 60-degree angle. The palms are flat, thumbs are up in the natural angle. And you drop the head back. When you want to try and be 90, 0, 45, 60. You want to be at 60. When you hit that 60-degree angle, you feel it. So you're going like this. You're going. And you exhale back down. And continue. Inhaling, dropping the head back. Exhaling as the head comes upright and the hands come back down. Imagine it's a string. This pavan, the pavan guru, the guru of life, the source of all, the Satguru is up there just pulling that string. He's pushing the air in and he's pulling your hands up, and then he's letting the slack out as you exhale down. And the neck goes fully back and then upright. Long and deep, very full. As your body moves, as you consciously move the breath, be aware. Whatever comes into your imagination, whatever comes into your field of influence within your own mind, just go with it and breathe deep and energize yourself. The point of this is to energize and open the lotus of the throat so that you can always speak sweetly with consciousness and clarity. There can be impact in your words. We have a big job. And our word is what will clear the path. Eyes are closed. Keep your rhythm, keep your pace, and for the last minute, breathe deeper. Imagine that as you inhale, all obstacles are cleared. And as you exhale, you are connecting with the source of your breath, that infinity, that God. Padma-Atma, great source of all. Take this few seconds and extend yourself. Really extend through the breath, the depth of the breath, the richness of the breath. Complete your cycle with an inhale up into the posture, head is back, and hold the breath briefly. Stretch the armpits open as the arms are up at 60 degrees. Now hold the arms up and straighten the head up and exhale. Gracefully come down onto your heels. Now begin to just hold your space. Come down on your heels, sitting on the heels. Holding your space, holding that frequency. Take the arms out straight from the sides, parallel to the floor. And you stretch from the wrist out so that the armpit opens a bit. You want to stimulate all three nervous systems under the armpit and relax the hands. They'll be kind of in a little cup shape. We're only doing this for about 3 minutes. With the eyes closed, bring the chin over the left shoulder as if you're looking left. Inhale. Exhale as you sweep the horizon with closed eyes, ending with the chin over the right shoulder. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Please continue. Once you get a good full movement and you've connected a nice deep breath, attach the mantra Sat to the inhale, Nam to the exhale. So with each breath, you're calling on the truth of who you are. Your Satnam. If you have shoulder issues, don't worry. Just move the head. energetically. Use your mind. The 5 great tattvas, the 5 elements, the grossest elements, that's only 5 of 36. Use your power. Use your breath. Use your mind. Chin shoulder to shoulder, sat on the inhale, nam on the exhale, sat to the left, nam to the right. Try to keep the head upright as you turn side to side, so you're really trying to move that chin toward the shoulder. There's a peculiar and specific effect on the occiput. We want to really open up the flow in the throat area and at the base of the skull, so the cerebral spinal fluid can flow freely, heal us, cleanse us, enlighten us. Remember, the first step to enlightenment is lighten up. So don't be too heavy. Just enjoy the bliss of being alive with a deep breath. Now inhale to the center. Nice deep breath, deep, deep breath. Stretch the arms out. Focus at the throat. And gracefully release with the eyes closed. Come into an easy cross-legged posture. If you have to bounce your knees or whatever, that's fine. Put your hands on the knees, palms down. And now begin by inhaling, only using the muscles we need. Inhale that left shoulder as high up on the ears you can, and exhale and you drop it down. And then you inhale the right all the way up. Use the aid of the forearm as you push down on the hand, and then drop it down. Inhale left, inhale right, and continue. Make the breath nice and deep and full. You want to really move. If you isolate the muscles, you'll feel that you're going to use those muscles across the clavicle, right across the front, and that ties right up into your throat chakra. Really, let's loosen it up. Now increase the power and the pace. Another 60 seconds. Really all the way up and then drop it down. You'll feel a little shake all the way down your spine if you let it go. Final 20 seconds, go rapidly with a powerful breath. You're kind of like a Gumby. It's just kind of dropping around, or a slinky. You know, your spine is a slinky. 10 seconds, give it everything you got. Go for it. Without tightening the neck, inhale and raise both shoulders up. Elevate your chest up into the throat. and gracefully let it go. Now please come sitting on your heels. Extend your arms straight out in front of you and let the palms once again be just lightly cupped. Lean the head back. Don't hyperextend the neck. Lean the head back. Open the eyes. Find a spot on the ceiling. And now begin a powerful breath of fire from below the navel point. Rhythmic, strong. That's what power is. Power is not fast necessarily. It's strong. Rhythmic and strong. Try to lock the optic nerve. Wherever you're looking, look through that spot. You're doing great. Nice, powerful breath of fire from below the navel point. Open the eyes, gaze at that spot, and look through that spot. Try to see the space. It's the tattva of form, or it's more accurately, it's the space in which form exists. So you're looking right through that, out into the subtle world. This puts a lot of direct pressure on the thyroid and the parathyroid, master gland, changing the blood chemistry again to richen up the blood so that the cerebrospinal fluid serves us. And this is inside out, it's not outside in. Fantastic. 30 seconds. Continue the breath of fire powerfully and close the eyes. And now inhale the head upright and tuck the chin in, tight neck lock, hold the breath, pressurize, and gracefully let it go. Please immediately come into an easy cross-legged posture, easy pose. Take and put the hands behind the back and interlace them in Venus lock. We all know that the right thumb ends up on top for us men. Take that and let it just relax down at the base of the spine. Now straighten your spine up. Lift your chest, tuck the chin in, and then drop the chin all the way down to the collarbone. But sit straight. Don't let the upper spine curve if you can avoid it. Now let that pressure be there. And now begin a powerful breath of fire. Drop that chin as far down as you can. Let the forehead drop without letting the upper spine curve. Chin down toward the sternum, dropping down. Great. Keep reminding yourself to drop the chin down. Listen to the mantra on the breath. Satnam, Satnam, Sat, sat. It's the sound of your own divinity. We're so lucky to be alive. So fortunate. Now please keep your pace and try to move much more air. Just for like 20 seconds, really create a pranic flow. Prana works, carries on the breath. Now inhale deep, hold the breath, bring the head upright, and squeeze root lock and chin lock. Cannon fire, exhale. Inhale deep. Hold the breath, pressurize, squeeze the locks, pull the navel straight back, pull tight, tight. Cannon fire, exhale. Last time, inhale deep. Hold the breath, consciously moving, squeezing, lifting that creative force. And gracefully let it go. Release the hands. Once again, put the hands, palms down on the knees. Now this time, closing the eyes, we're going to reverse the right. You're going to inhale to the right, chin over right shoulder, sat, and exhale, chin over the left shoulder, nam. So it's the same exercise as before, only reverse your direction. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Sat, nam. Sat, nam. Call that frequency into your voice, into your throat, into the power of your word, that ever it's true. It's not what I want you to think, it's what is. Sat, nam. Now inhale deep. Let the breath go. Please put the legs out in front of you, side by side. Lean back on your hands so that the spine is back at about a 60-degree angle. Gently drop your head back. Be careful now that you don't hyperextend. Open the eyes. Once again, pick a point on the ceiling. Lock yourself into that point. Let the eyes go loose as you look in and through that point and breathe long, deep, conscious breath. It's not powerful breath, it's just conscious breath. Draw the breath in through that spot and release it through that spot. One more exercise after this. A couple minutes will be complete. Catch every breath with your consciousness. Complete the cycle of the breath with an exhale and close your eyes. And then as you inhale, raise the neck up upright. And then please come sitting in the same posture as you do for Satkriya, sitting on the heels. We're not doing Satkriya, it's the Satkriya posture. So sitting on the heels, take and interlace the fingers and extend the index finger forward. You can put the thumbs side by side or cross them. Take this mudra and extend it down and forward. The elbows will lock, and then continue to stretch down and forward until the armpits roll in. And then slowly begin to keep the pressure, raise the arms all the way up until you're cradling the ears and the armpits are still rolled in. Sitting straight and tall, lock it in. Close the eyes. Now imagine that you're going to draw a line across the heavens by leaning back just about 6 inches and then leaning forward about 6 inches, and it moves from the hips. The spine is very straight, so inhale as you go back, and then exhale as you come back across the center line and extending forward, stretching up nice and straight. About 6-7 inches forward and back. You'll find the spot. Inhaling, forward, exhaling back. Making your mark in the heavens. That's what the power of the word is. This yoga set is a great precursor to deep meditation. Breathe deep. Adjust the electromagnetic field. Make your mark on the heavens. Last 45 seconds. Make your mark with the breath and the posture. When you come back to center line, inhale as deeply as you can. Fill your body with air. Center yourself and stretch up. Touch the heavens. When you have to exhale, let it go and then take a second deep breath. And again, stretch up. completed that, gracefully come down, release yourself from the posture. You can either sit in a meditative posture, come into baby pose, or lie on your back for 3 minutes. Deeply release. Allow the sound of the flow of life around you and in you to penetrate and become very sensitive to it, and realize the power of your own sound, the power of your own frequency and vibration as it manifests mind and breath in your word. Let the body go. Engage your awareness. Apply your consciousness. Be consciously conscious. Take a deep cleansing breath, please. And then a second. Move your hands and feet. Vigorously rub the palms and the soles of the feet together. From lying on the back, leave the legs out in front of you, stretched out. Point the toes toward the toe. Point the fingers toward the toes, float them over the thigh, roll the thighs in toward each other, press your lower back down, raise your heels 6 inches and your shoulders and head up, and begin a breath of fire. Stretch pose. Now if your lower back arches when you're just 6 inches off, raise the feet up until the lower back stops arching, until it comes down. Maybe 90 degrees, doesn't matter. That's where you start. We're engaging the navel point. You got to roll the thighs in. Focus down below the navel point and push the lower back down. This is where you have to be careful not to use the psoas. Haridasa would have told us this again this year, like he does every year. Don't use the psoas, where we want to affect the navel point. When you use the psoas, which is one of the strongest muscles in the body, it actually affects the second chakra and not the third. So if you're doing stretch pose to stop being horny and you're doing it wrong, it ain't working. Come on. Breath of fire. Okay, 15 seconds. Let's go. Yeah. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Stretch into it. Condense. Condense at that navel. Now hold the posture. Inhale deep. Let it go. Beautiful. Pull your knees in, rock on your spine, and come rolling up. We're going to finish class today with a part of a meditation that the Vancouver Sanghat's going to be doing. It's called Gyan Chakra Kriya. Some of you may have done it. This is the only yoga set I've ever done this with in all of my time, the only meditation I've ever said this in, but I'm going to testify what this yoga set does, especially for men. Because this meditation stirs the arc line. This Kriya is, it blew my mind. I started it back in November. My business was in absolute free fall. There was no business anywhere. And things were really, really, really tight. I started this within 30 days. Things started to open up. It was like all the clouds got broken up, and everything came together. It was, and it's continued. It's been amazing. Yogi Bhajan first gave this in London, and he came and he sat down with the whole crowd, and there's a whole crowd there, and all different types of us people, and he looks out and he goes, "You know why you're not rich?" And he goes, "Ooh, what's this about?" He says, "Fear." And then he went on, he did a whole lecture about how if the arc line gets compressed, it generates our tendency, our propensity for fear, and that blocks success from coming to us. So this is a very simple meditation. It's really great. There's this music that goes with it. Just 1 second, sorry.
So what does fear do to the arc line again?
It puts pressure on the arc line. Yogi Bhajan said that one time he came out of a very deep meditation and he had this whole conversation with God, and it's a fantastic lecture. I'm going to send it to Guru Singh. And he said, I never knew what the arc line did. I never knew. It's the arc lines rub with the tattvas. Remember, there's 36. Rub with the tattvas that creates the world. It creates your world. And so for a man, if you go into man to man, there's a whole chapter on arc line. It's fantastic. As a man, you need that arc line. We've got to have power from earlobe to earlobe. That's that halo. In the Byzantine pictures, they got it the best because it looks like a plate. It's like that. It's our helmet. It's very, very strong. And so what this meditation does is it takes and it stirs. And he says, you're stirring the arc line. Keep up. You're stirring your psyche. Stir. He said, when it gets hard, use your anger. I didn't have any anger, but I just did it. If you got more anger, I can't imagine you have anger left after the last couple of days. I mean, wow, come on. Maybe you do. So here's how it goes. It's kind of like a backstroke, but the palms have to be up. That's the key. This meditation is in a level 2 manual, and the instructions are not clear. And so it is front to back. It's like this. And you cross the midline. So it's just like that. Satnam, Satnam, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Keep going. Palms are up. We're just going to do this half time, so do it well. Spine is straight. Got a little root lock going. You're stirring the arc line, extending the aura. If you have shoulder issues, take care of your shoulders, but see it in your mind's eye. Great, keep up. Satnam, Satnam, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. There's a little up and down in terms of pitch. The Satanam is low. And now it's up medium range. Yogiji said that this stimulates the Surya and Chandra nadis. The hands cross the midline. Just follow your sound. Last little bit. Now inhale, stretch straight up as high as you can. Hold the breath, twist left, twist right, twist left, twist right, exhale. Inhale deep, hold the breath, stretch up, twist left, twist right, 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 exhale. One more time at 5. Inhale deep. Hold deep and twist left and right 5 times. And when you're complete, gracefully sweep the hands down through your aura. Sit with a straight spine and just silently meditate for just 1 minute. These are Yogi Bhajan's words about this Kriya. You will know what to do. It works the shoulder area, no heart problems, no fatigue and tiredness. Your psyche will change. You will find out you know more than you know. So simply follow the sound you make. Your psyche is 0.01 value. You will be 0.02, 0.08, 0.09, 1.2. You will be so enriched. It brings the capacity to change from a pauper to a prince. And now inhale, exhale, and release yourself from the meditation. I'm going to explain this frequency of this meditation as he gave it. It's a 120-day meditation. For the first 40 days, you do it once a day, whenever you want. Trust me, from my easy chair to the meditation room to do it and back to my easy chair, 17 minutes. It's done. You can do this. And then after the first 40 days, you do it twice a day for 40 days. And then he said, and then for the final 40 days, you'll know what to do. It's true. You can talk to Livtar or any of the folks in Phoenix. When I came back from my sabbatical and I was doing this, it was such an amazing change of how the opportunity became apparent again. Opportunity never leaves. It's just we don't see it. And this does a great job of clearing the arc line, opening those clouds, spreading those clouds, so you can see the opportunity and consciously move toward it. So it's a lot of people have done it, and testimonial after testimonial. And that's why I say I've never done this testimonial thing before. I mean, I've been practicing 38 years, but I got to tell you, this really works. So if you have any kind of issues, any kind of challenges on the physical plane, this is a great Kriya to do, and the Vancouver Sangha are going to do it together. Hari Singh's going to arrange that for everybody. So if you'd sit, one question. It's called Gyan, knowledge. Chakra, the wheel of energy that's moving the knowledge. Kriya, complete action of moving the knowledge. You know more than you'll know. Remember, that's what he said. You'll know more than you know. And he actually showed it two different ways, just so that you don't freak out about this, because I got a lot of stuff, and we call it KRI, but I found it online. He showed it this way. When he first did it, he did it like this. So the palms were up, and then it was kind of a shift. It was like this, right? That's kind of the way I practice it, just because I like the pressure it puts on my the shoulder blades. It affects the thymus and all that stuff, right? So that's why. And then he was going, okay, come on, you can do it. It's like this. So then he did it like this. Okay? But both, the palms are up. That's critical. Because remember, 72,000 nerve endings, that pranic force moving up in and through the aura and stirring the arc line. Okay? So, you can do it like this. And then in the last, when you do it for 11 minutes, the last minute or two, you go fast. You kind of work up to that. But once you get locked in, I suggest you get, this is, unless Boltege wants to record one of these, this is Jagat Singh, and this is a readily available shabad. And so if you do it the way I suggest you do it, is either clip it down to 11 minutes or run your iPad ahead so that you run it to 9 minutes, and then as it goes down, then you go for 2 minutes. You just kick it out, and then you finish with that big deep inhale, left, right, left, right, left, right. Exhale, deep inhale, 5 times back and forth twice.
Last 2 minutes was faster?
No, well, we didn't today because we only went 5 minutes. So yeah, in general, yeah, because by then you're really into it. You get the sweat going, and the energy is really built up. Your glands are secreting. The blood chemistry is very different by that 11 minutes. And I personally find that just sitting still for a couple of minutes is like, it's better than ice cream. I mean, it's really sweet. It's very good.
Your name again?
Jagat Singh. Jagjit. Well, I must have misspelled it in my iPod, so yeah. If you want to know the artist's name, talk to the sound master. Talk to the boss, the big boss. Okay. Question?
Is there like a minimum that you can do to
Yes, there is a minimum that you can do. You can just sit still and use your mind. That's all you've got to do. Thoughts have form. Thoughts have substance. Thoughts have such power in them, right? One thought changes the world. A single thought has the power to change the world. A single thought has created wars and devastation. Imagine what your word is worth. And so you're sitting there just because you got bum shoulders, hey, what about the guys who was amputated? Oh, sorry, man, you can't do this. You don't have any arms. No, not at all. You sit straight, you close your eyes, and then you chant. And he said, let your sound, connect with your sound. Let your sound move you. Stir that arc line. He said, you recreate your psyche. Okay? If you want to look this up, it was, oh, no, I didn't write it down. Sorry. If you want to know the date of it, yeah, it's on the 3HO website, but do it this way or else view the tape. Best is that you actually just download this class. It's a great lecture. It's a wonderful class, and just do it with him. And then the master has instructed you. And just keep doing it. 40 days, 40 days, 40 days. Okay, sit straight. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Infinite source of all life, giver of all life, light within light, life within life. We ask you humbly that you might bless us, that we become what we should be, lights of the world. Grace us with the power and the presence, the consciousness and the commitment to carry forward with caliber, grit, determination, and compassion. O infinite giver of all, we thank you for this gathering of men among men. Bless us to be healthy, happy, holy, and whole. May we ever share love, give love, and be love. Inhale deep for long, Satnam. Satnam, bless you, bless you, bless you. Waheguru. Not too bad. Quarter till 12.
Great take-home class.
Waheguru. Waheguru.
Yeah. Well, you made it through Khalsa Men's Camp 2011. Congratulations. I hope. No, we'll mail you your diplomas, but unfortunately, it takes 5 consecutive Khalsa Men's Camp to graduate. So those of you as your first one, you can now sign. That's right. That's level 1 of being a man. You can sign up now for the next 5 years. But if you haven't signed up for next year, and you're ready to, Sri Amrit Singh's ready, and. Hold on. I'm not finished. Un momento, por favor.
Sir, you said you were going to delegate.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished.
You're about to change the topic.
Vaheguru. Okay. If you could. Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So those of you men who said last night you wanted to sign up for this year, Suryamrit's here, to do that. And also we have the t-shirts for those of you who didn't get a chance to secure one. They're now available. And thanks again for coming, guys. Be kind to those you see when you leave. Sometimes when you leave a place like this and solstice, you're at an elevated place and everyone else looks kind of Neanderthal-like, you know, and they talk funny, and we end up, you know, speaking harshly and stuff. Yeah, blowing people away. So be compassionate wherever you go, and remember to keep up with your sadhana when you get home. Sadhana. Why?
So I'll be sitting here for the next 20 minutes, and you guys can all come up and let me know how much you want to put down as a deposit for next year and how much you want to put down as a monthly donation. Even $1, something.
And if your name and information isn't in the database yet, come give it to me and get your picture taken. Thanks.
Satnam, everybody. If I could just humbly request one more time that every single person register. If you can't put any money down, don't put any money down. We appreciate it, and it would be best if you could, because it gives you more of a commitment, even if it's $10. So do